So today we are going to be making fresh apple juice. I went apple picking this weekend, got some great apples here. So I'm going to juice these up and get some great apple juice from them. What's interesting about this, when I did this for the first time, I wasn't quite sure what it was going to taste like. And sometimes when it comes out initially, it looks a little suspicious. But it tastes great. It actually tastes just like apple cider. So, okay, so for those of you that haven't used the juicer before, I just wanted to just show you kind of how it works. What we're going to do is we're going to turn this on and just let it run for about 10 or 15 seconds, just to get the blades going, everything going. Then we're going to put our apples in. Now, the apples, what you want to do is you want to cut them into pieces about this size. You don't want to put anything, you don't want to make the pieces too big to put in the juicer, because then they get stuck in the blade and then you'll have a whole other headache to deal with. But you can leave the skin on, which is great, because there's nutrients in there and fiber and good stuff like that. That make apples so wonderful that you'll still be getting the benefits from. So what's going to happen is when we put these apples in, the juice is going to come out here, and we're going to get like some squishy parts of the apple coming in this part to it. And that part, you can also, it's great to use for any good recipes you may have, or even just to eat by itself, sprinkle some cinnamon on it. So, okay, let's get going with the juicing. So you put this guy in here, and you just hold this down like this. And you want to be careful. You see the juice is coming right out here. But I want to just add that you want to be careful, maybe keep a little bit of distance when you put the apple in, because you don't want it, a little noisy, then that will happen. So just be very careful, because you don't want to get anything in your eyes. All right, so let's continue on. Okay, here we go. And as it comes out, it actually is green. You can see that. So don't be alarmed by the color. It does not look like the apple juice that you might buy in the store. In fact, it's much better, and it's much better for you. So do not let the color alarm you. There we go. And here's the apple coming out this side too. Like I said, this tastes really good, even if you just put it in a bowl afterwards and sprinkle some cinnamon on it. You can also sprinkle some cinnamon in the apple juice as well. It tastes really good. Cinnamon is also something that's actually really good for you too, because it actually helps to balance your blood sugar, and it's actually really good for digestion. It's a good anti-inflammatory. Lots of great things with cinnamon too. So. All right. Here we go. It's filling up. Now this is good to drink by itself, but you can also use it to make other things. You can mix it with some lemons, fresh lemon juice or orange juice. But what we're going to do today, actually, is we're going to make a green drink made with lots of great stuff. Spinach and celery and lemon and ginger. Really good. Lots of vitamins in there. And it does taste really good. It might not sound like it tastes really good, but it does taste surprisingly good. Okay, so we're just about done with the juicing here. Okay, so we're done juicing our apples. As you can see, we have enough juice to work with to make our green drink. So stay tuned to use this great juice to make our green drink, or feel free to just drink it. Okay, so now we are going to make our green drink. So you've probably heard a lot about green drinks and green drinks this, green drinks are good for you. That's because they are good for you, and they're actually a great way to get all of the nutrients that you need. Maybe not all of the nutrients, but a majority of them that you need in one drink. So let's take a look at the ingredients we're going to use for this green drink. For this green drink, we're going to use 2 apples cut up, half a cucumber. Over here we have 2 avocados cut up, as well as, this is maybe about 1/4 of a bag of celery when you buy the bags of celery in the store. So maybe it ends up being maybe 4 to 5 of those long celery sticks that come in a bag. Those are all chopped up. And over here we have, well, this is, I guess, the non-green part of the drink. Lemons and ginger. We have 2 lemons, and I want to show you, this is what ginger looks like. A lot of people don't know what ginger looks like, but when you go in a store and you buy it, you can buy it in the produce section. This is what it will look like, and you want to actually, this is why I actually left this in one piece, so I could actually show it to you. So you'll want to use one just about this size, about 2 inches for this drink. Okay, and you'll want to chop that up like we did here in small pieces. Important here is you want to peel off the skin of the ginger before you cut it up. You don't want to leave that on. Also, we have spinach. We cannot forget the spinach. We have flaxseed, and we have freshly squeezed apple juice that we just made, as well as some water. Now you might, some of you might want to add some ice to this too as we go along if you prefer it to be cold. Which a lot of people do, but these are great foods to have in your diet, to have in the green drink. Here we have ginger, great for digestion. Lemon, lots of vitamin C. We have avocados that are great for actually our bones, really. Lots of magnesium in there, and celery is also good for, actually good as an anti-inflammatory, as are cucumbers, and flaxseed, great source of fiber, as well as good for your heart and your brain because it has omega-3 essential fatty acids in there. Spinach, you have your iron, your calcium, vitamin C, so lots of great stuff here. Apples, of course, we have another source of fiber. So let's dive right in. I'm just using a regular blender, and I usually start with just blending in just the apples first. Okay, cover this guy. And as with all, I just want to make sure you realize with all of the fruit and veggies that you use, do make sure you rinse them off first before you use them. Okay. All right, here we go. Some more in there. Can actually put quite a few. Gonna. Then we're gonna pour our freshly squeezed yummy apple juice in there. Okay, let's get the rest of the apples in there. So that was about 2 apples that we put in there. The cucumbers, I used about half a cucumber. So that's what's going in there next. And let's add our celery, put that in there. And see, it's starting to look greener, right? Celery. There we go. Let's mix that in there. And now let's mix the rest of the celery along with the avocados. Right. And avocados are really good for you. And if you don't like them, a lot of what's great about this green drink is the ginger and the lemon that we use really give it a nice flavor. So if you're not a big fan of maybe some of the ingredients that we're using, the lemon and the ginger really spice it up a little for you. Now, what you'll do is you kind of watch for the consistency. So we see this is a little bit thick, so I'm just going to add a little bit of water here. And you can just use your own judgment as you go along. And really, the consistency is really up to you, whatever you feel. Okay, so next we're going to be adding the spinach. And we're just going to end up adding about a third of a bag of it. Okay. Okay, so after you add the spinach, you'll probably know the consistency is a little thick, so that's when you want to add more water. Okay. A bit more spinach. We want to make sure this is mixed up really well, which it does look like it's coming along. So just a little bit more spinach. That's what starting to give it a really green coloring. Okay, now we're going to add our flaxseed. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of flaxseed. Again, very good for your heart and your brain. Has those omega-3s in it. And also a good source of fiber. And let's add a little bit more water. There we go. Rest of that water there. Okay, let's let this get in. Okay, great. And the flax seeds, you don't even taste them, and they mix right up in the drink. In fact, flax seeds you can even sprinkle in with your oatmeal or even in with applesauce. They really don't have a taste, and like I said, they are really good for you. Okay, so now let's get our friend ginger in there. And lastly, we are going to squeeze the juice of 2 lemons in there. Okay, and I happen to be fortunate enough to have one of these handy dandy lemon juicers. I'm just gonna squeeze that lemon juice right in there. And again, I think that it's the lemon and the ginger that really give this a nice flavor. So, and yes, if you don't have one of these, I definitely suggest investing in one because it's really a great way to get the lemon juice in there without any of the seeds. So this is 2 whole lemons that we're using all together. There we go. Now we're going to give this one last mix. Okay, now it's time to taste it. And yes, it does look a little bit like the slime from Ghostbusters, but it tastes a lot better. Not that I've tasted the slime from Ghostbusters movie, but, you know. Okay, here we go. Really good, really good. Like I said, some of you may prefer to have the drink a little bit colder, so you might want to mix some ice in there, but tastes great. And also, if the consistency is a little bit thick for you, just add a little bit more water to thin it out, but it tastes really good. Like I said, the ginger and the lemon really give it that extra flavor. All right, so now you know how to make a green drink.